Hello and welcome to one of Mr. Mack-Poole's famous podcasts. And today we're going to look at the Kellogg-Briand Pact and Gustav Stresemann. I'm just waiting for the screen to load and then we'll dive right in. But at this moment, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to contextualize the event of the Kellogg-Briand Pact and then analyze it with its consequences. So, what was the Kellogg-Briand Pact? Well, you should need no introduction to this gentleman here, Gustav Stresemann. He was a dynamic, diplomatic, international wheeler-dealing negotiator. And he had a three-pronged strategy, or at least did three things that came up as an opportunity in order to reinstitute Germany back into the diplomatic fold. So the first of these was the Locarno Pact, signed in 1924, and this really represented a turning point, a major trend shift in international relations towards détente, a thaw in poor relations. But Stresemann only respected Germany's western borders and certainly did not respect those eastern borders. So if Stresemann, as reasonable as he was, would not respect the eastern borders, what would Hitler do? Or I think we know, World War II. Moving on, Germany was accepted back into the international fold via the League of Nations in 1926, and this demonstrated a major acceptance of Germany. And that was great for Germany's esteem and respect on the international scene. Now, getting to the Kellogg-Briand Pact. Now, for me, the Kellogg-Briand Pact represents the zenith, the very heights, the dizzying heights of this peaceful, this wave of euphoric peace across Europe. No more war was promised by a rich tapestry of nations there. Okay, so the Kellogg-Briand Pact was an international promise never to go to war again, but not a single country actually disarmed. So was it just mere words? Now look at all those countries that joined up. France, America, Australia, Belgium, Canada, Czechoslovakia, Germany, India, Ireland, Italy, Japan, New Zealand, Poland, South Africa, and United Kingdom. So when I'm going to analyse this, I find this quite interesting, especially with the socio-economic conditions, again, being paramount. So all students in my class will know I always harp on about this. But socio-economic conditions really, I'd say, are the most significant causative agent in history. And the thing is that the socio-economic conditions in Europe at the time are actually quite tender. And let's just say if a major international depression or economic crash came along, then things would revert back to how they were prior to the golden years, and that would be chaos and political extremism on the streets of Germany and across wider Europe too. So, when we think about the Kellogg-Briand Pact, it promised a lot, but it delivered very little. And all it represented was a trend shift towards a greater peaceful Europe, but in the end, it was just an interim moment in European history, a kind of sandwich of peace between two world wars. And on that note, I'm going to conclude.